Just a quick point on meditation, since you brought it up.
Hmm.
In a previous life, I was a captain and a paramedic with
Okay.
a fire department here in the Colorado area. When you are faced with a person who's called 911 because their parent has gone into cardiac arrest, and you're the paramedic that is responding to manage that incident,
Mm.
the anxiety is through the roof, right?
Yeah.
And I looked even back then, 10, 15, 20 years ago, how can I center myself and be more poised, calm, composed so that I can manage that incident in that fashion? Meditation was the key to all of that.
Mm.
Can you give us kind of 30 seconds on one, how do you meditate? And two, why it is so important to do so, even if people hear this and think, oh, that's woo woo. I'm too good for that.
And I used to think it was a bald monk on the side of a mountain, right? With
Yep.
snow coming down.
Calming.
It's,
Yeah.
and the other misnomer is meditation is when you quiet your mind completely. I still use guided meditation, and I've done it for 7.5 years. The key to meditation is not quieting the mind. The key to meditation is bringing the mind back to center and back to your breath. So I just focus on temperature of my breath going in through my nose, out through my nose. It winders, I come back. I still have somebody guiding me. I use Insight Timer as my meditation app and just practice it. And then as we go through, and meditation sounds like, Ryan, has changed your life. It's changed my life. It's given me that mental stability not to go completely off the rails if something happens or somebody cuts me off in traffic. It's like, just take a breath and come back to center. So it gives you that mental control. And so many times we attack the physical side of things. Meditation is it's in that mental gym where you're getting reps, and is gonna definitely change your life for sure.
Yeah, because after you do your meditation, you've done those reps. Now your mind is more poised to know when that monkey mind is going off somewhere else, thinking about something when you should be focusing on your kid that's pulling on your pant leg, right?
Right.
Just reminds you.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That's fantastic. Um, what can dads, Jeff, do to thrive financially in this environment? I mean, inflation's through the roof. We've got all kinds of different challenges that are coming. Raises aren't necessarily coming through their jobs as well, especially not keeping up with inflation. Anything we can do to, break out, make a little bit of extra cash to support our family?
I mean, there's lots of side hustles out there. I mean, Upwork, Fiverr, different things. If you've got a skill set, you could hustle, do a little side hustle there. I would also say, back to what we talked about originally, the vices. If you're spending money for alcohol, I mean, I look back the amount of money I spent on alcohol. Holy mac, like it could change from that perspective. So I would look, hey, where can you tighten the budget a little bit, and that can give you some space. I cut the cord from the cable company years ago, and probably saved $1,500 yearly on that process. So there are opportunities. You gotta get creative, but also finding where your value is. And if you have some value, some side hustle abilities, Fiverr, Upwork, you can find some work and get a secondary kind of passive income coming in the door. So we are now so interconnected by the internet. There's absolutely some opportunities out there to help from a financial perspective.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and you think about your knowledge, my knowledge. Everybody has a bit of knowledge that they have significant more than the general population, right? So something like even just starting a YouTube channel,
Hmm.
passing along your knowledge to other people, there are ways to, even potentially monetize that.
Yeah, 100%.
You're obviously a fitness guy. We'll go back to that real quick if I can. Talk to me a little bit more about, obviously you're doing significant fitness activities, which is fantastic. But how does a dad who is basically sedentary 8 hours of the day, used to be fit, used to play football, used to do all those things, how can we jog back into a little bit more of a life of fitness, just baby steps to continue to incrementally improve that?
Yeah, and I would say it's crawl before you walk, walk before you run. If you haven't done anything for some time, and I used to own a gym for 3.5 years, and somebody'd come in 60 pounds overweight, and they were like, I want to exercise every day for a month. And I'm like, okay, when was the last time you exercised? 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you exercise for 60 minutes, you're going to be so sore, you're not going to be able to move. Your mind's just going to say, this is complete BS. I'm not doing it. So I always recommend like going for a 10-minute walk on a daily basis for a week. Then the next week, 15 minutes, and kind of build up. do 1 push-up, 2 push-ups, however many push-ups you can do right when you wake up in the morning. And those reps in the moment, mentally, your mind might say, this is ridiculous. You're doing 1. You can only do 1. But you do it for a week, and next thing you know, you can do 2, 5. And it's just that daily consistent effort. And I would say consistency has been one of my superpowers in my journey these last 10 years. And when you're consistent, you will build. And it's the daily work that matters, that builds the exponential results. It's not the grand slam, bat flip, walk-off home run that we see either on social, somebody building $1 million funnel and now, driving and doing, or 6-pack abs in 6 minutes. It's consistency time and time again. And here's the other thing for dads: get your kids to work out with you. Like I get asked by people, how are your boys in the gym 3 days before school at 5:30 for the past couple of years? And it's because I'm in there. And I asked them, I said, guys, you want a competitive edge in football and basketball? You want to go to the gym in the morning before school? Heck yeah, Dad, let's do it. Here we are, 2 years that we've been doing it. Getting your kids involved, all of a sudden, yeah, let's go for a family walk. COVID, terrible time in the world. One of the blessings was we started going for family walks, and we got away from our phones and we just moved our body. So any type of movement is good. Start small. Make it so easy, so laughable. I mean, if you can barely walk down the street, just walk down the street and back for an entire week, then double the next week and just incrementally move that body, because we are physical beings. We are meant to move. And the number one thing to fight father time is exercise. Peter Attia's got a great book, Outlive. He's big on socials. Like he literally, it's exercise is the number one thing you can do to increase how well you live for what they call health span, right? You've got a lifespan, increase that health span. Exercise is where it's at. So 100% all in on exercise. Plus, if you exercise in the morning, science says you get a 12-hour mood booster and focus booster. Your body produces Ritalin and Prozac without the side effects of taking a pill. So just move, start the process, and it will do you good.
I had a great podcast with a guy named Jesse Carstairs a couple weeks back, and he talked about something similar in terms of your kid, especially when they're younger, they look up to you, Dad, as the superhero, the primary person for them to want to emulate and be. And eventually, sadly, they reach a certain age where they see that Dad doesn't move much, doesn't exercise much, he's overweight, he can't lift things, and that superhero designation fades away in the mind of the child. So if you can do exactly what you just said, Jeff, get in the gym with them. Show them that you are as active or more so than they are. They will continue to see you as the superhero that you absolutely are to move forward in that life with those kiddos.
Yeah, I love that. And that's one of the reasons why I've done, the Goggins Challenge twice. I did a crazy Warrior Dad Challenge a couple of years ago. I did the Ultra Trail Marathon, and they saw me working out when they were really young, but it was funny. Short side story. I had a dad that I know, and they know my boys, and he said, the one day these guys are surpassing you. And I said, hold on. I am still the head lion. They're chasing me. They haven't got me in every area. My oldest son can squat more, but he can't bench more than me yet. So I'm still keeping the pace. So it's, and that's an incredible back and forth between your kiddos, is like pushing each other to be their best and to be on their toes and attacking life. And yeah, he gets here, but I get there, and we continue to grow together. And it's an amazing, amazing journey.
It's fantastic. Jeff, you've done quite a bit. You have a fantastic organization, which I want to hear more about. But at age 50, you are doing so many things in life right now. Jeff Wickersham, what drives you? What are your goals as you're looking 6 months, 2 years, 5 years ahead?
I've got that 30-year horizon. It's now 28 years, January 1st, 2053, of impacting, leading, guiding 1 million dads and elevating 2 million kiddos. That's my North Star, because Ryan, I'm not satisfied where society is headed. Anger, polarization, hatred, all these things that our kids are having to grow up in. I want to be that agent of change and helping other dads stepping into that best version of themselves, because it's not going to happen from a political, it needs to happen in the house and in our homes and in our families. And allowing other dads to use my strategies, my tools, my protocols. I've just seen it time and time again. All of a sudden, the whole family dynamic changes. All of a sudden, the energy changes. And then people literally are like, are you on drugs? And it's like, no, I'm doing the things I should be doing, or I should have been doing for many, many years. So that's my North Star, is 1 million dads, 2+ million kiddos. And that just fires me up every day, because it's such a big, hairy, audacious goal that I got to get up and I got to get on the attack and keep moving forward.
Damn right. I love it. And you're well on your way, and extremely motivational. Where can people find you?
So they can find me out at www.thewarriordad.com. Got a lot of great content out there. If they want to grab the Warrior Dad book, it is out on Amazon. Hit bestseller status when it came out, #1 in fatherhood. So that gives you a lot of the strategies, tools, tactics, as well as some personal stories that I haven't shared with anybody but my closest family. And so I got very vulnerable in that book. Why? Because listen, we're all on this journey together, and we all are trying our best, but we all have times where we don't do our best. So they can find the Warrior Dad book out on Amazon as well.
I'll of course link all that down below. You also have the Warrior Dad Experience, which is a 10-week challenge that you take dads through. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so 10-week immersive, where we're getting after it on a daily basis. So a couple of the highlights is, hey, I take you through weekly an hour coaching call where I give you the script that I've used in my life. And now I just had class 17 kickoff last, not this past Monday, the Monday before. So I've had 16 iterations. I've gotten better as I've gone along. So we've got daily accountability. We're checking in. You're a part of a brotherhood, a class. And I'd say that is one of the big things for dads. We're not surrounded by guys that are actually going after life. And it can just keep us stagnated and keep us kind of stuck in a rut. So being a part of a brotherhood, I'm in there doing the work you're doing every single day. And I'd say that's one of the differentiators is, hey, I'm in there and I'm getting after it. And then we just set weekly targets. We have weekly challenges, and we're leaning into the family. And it's been amazing to watch the journey.
That's fantastic. All right, I got 2 more questions for you. These are probably the more important ones for you. And then we'll close this out. I appreciate your time, sir. So Jeff, what is one thing, just one thing you think that a dad can do to transform his life in 2025 for the better?
Hug, kiss, tell your kids you love them more. Lean into love more. I think it's not as natural for a dad, but when we do it, I mean, that's what our kids want. They want our love, and they want to know that we're proud of them. And if we could lean in more from that, it would have such a profound impact on your relationship with your kids.
Last question. I call this my diamond advice. I ask this of all my guests, so
okay.
I'm curious of your thoughts on this. Well, it's a hypothetical, but this one's real for you in particular. You've got your 2 boys very close in those seasons before they go off into college. You've taught them, obviously, Jeff, so much, so many lessons, but they've forgotten all of them. Every single lesson you've taught them, except for one piece of diamond advice that they can take with them. What would your one piece of advice be to your 2 boys as they move forward in life?
2 things you can control every single day: attitude, effort. And I've reinforced that many, many times with them, but that's from the late, great John Wooden. Attitude and effort. You can control that. You can control being positive. You can control working hard. You do that, you'll better be set up for success.
Jeff Wickersham, it's been an honor, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time.
You are quite welcome, Ryan. It was awesome.